Right, welcome everyone to a very autumnal feeling Phil Riders Diaries. And we're just exiting Glenridding at the moment, around an area called Falling Rocks. They're not very imaginative with our place names around here. I don't need to explain why. But you can see just across Ullswater there, it's all starting to look very red and rustic, which, although on a day like this is absolutely beautiful, you know it's the beginning of the end of summer and autumn's clearly upon us. And I guess what I'm going to talk to you today about is not so much preparing for autumn. I mean, you're all grown ups, you'll know how to ride a bike, you don't need that. But just a few subtle things, a few pointers. I mean, I've mentioned before about, you know, looking out for wet patches on the road where parts of the highways in shadow from the sun, and especially if you've got dead leaves there, because it just turns into this nasty sort of mulch that's pretty slippery. But also, I guess, about your equipment, not just the bike, but the actual equipment that you're using. You know, your lid and your gloves and your boots and everything else. Because as road conditions get more difficult, you don't want to be spending excess time worrying about, I don't know, if my toes are cold or if my fingers are wet or if my jacket's drafty and all this stuff and nonsense. Because while you're spending time worrying about that, there's someone out here who isn't seeing you, basically. Now it might sound like a bit of an overreaction, but most motorcyclists know you don't just ride for yourself, you ride for yourself and for the other people who can't see you or don't see you or choose not to see you or just can't be bothered to see you. But you can't do that if you're constantly faffing about with your, I don't know, with your neck tube because you've got a draft, or with your windshield or your visor because it's getting covered in rain. And so get some solid kit that you can rely upon. Something that's warm, something that's draft free, something that's dry. And you won't have to worry about any of that other stuff again. Where are these three going? You're not all going left, are you? Bloody hell, you are. Look at this. Maybe I should have gone past you. Alright, let's make a move on you lot. We have got clear enough. There we go. Yeah, so like I was saying, if you start looking after your kit, oops, if you start looking after your kit, then you don't have to worry so much about whether it's being effective or whether it's doing its job, and you've got more time to spend on looking at the road and paying attention to road conditions. They were taking a slightly different route today. Normally we'd go back home via the 592. Today we're taking the Dockway Road, which is rather nice in itself. A different experience. What I found from riding the Hart side last time was that if I could see through 2 or 3 bends at a time, then naturally progress is better, confidence is better. And it begged the question, why the bloody hell didn't I do this all through summer instead of riding passes and tree-lined lanes? Pretty as they are, you can't see a bloody thing, and you can't make the progress that you would like to make. So we're taking a slightly different approach here, and as we come into Dockway, we'll just give it the respect it deserves, potter on through, and on the other side it's fairly open all the way to the A66, which is rather nice. Nice little place, Dock Cray, I like it, yeah. Absolutely dead this time of year, mind you. I mean, it's mainly holiday homes and little quaint cottages. But week before half term, no, forget it. You can start to see, because we've got the fill on our left hand side, just the left hand part of the road, just in damp, just with some dead leaves. If you make further progress, that fill is going to level out, that dampness will disappear. There we go, and you can see for that familiar 3 or 4 corners again. Nothing on the road, you can straight line the corners. No steering input, hardly needed. This one maybe, just because I've got no vision to my left. Look, there we go. Take the position of the road, give him plenty of space. Left hand turn followed by right hand turn. Right hand followed by left, that's what I meant. Of course that's what I meant. And this is going to be the norm now. This is what it's going to be like for the next 6 months, give or take a couple, when you won't be riding because of winter and snow and ice and mist and fog and all that good stuff. That's Blencathra in front of us, with that familiar dip in the centre of that flat top. They called it a saddleback. If you want to know, that's the one that was recently sold. The Earl of Lowther, or the Duke of Lowther, whoever the bloody hell he is, had to sell it off. I'm not sure who bought it in the end. There was a friend of Blencathra, they wanted to buy it, they got a consortium together, but some anonymous buyer came in and snapped it up. Another part of our country gone to a Chinese investor or a French magnate. They can largely do what they want, just leave me with the 8 district. Nice Falcon. Get a bit of a crosswind now. That's because we're exposed to both sides. And what this road is going to do is going to take that to the A66, and then they'll probably turn left and have a quick black down to Keswick, where they've got the filling station cafe. I might pop in there and have a quick coffee. So there you go, following Brox to the A66 via the Dock Cray Road. I think that's fine. Take care everyone, and I'll speak to you soon.